I had the BDSM and all this shit. I had the nipple thing. I had everything.
Now wait, so she played along, huh?
She played along. She was trying. She like she was trying to get out of character. She was like, so what is this? And like I didn't answer her, and I was like, follow me into this room, like with a smooth, deep voice. And then so I did all of that.
So you put all the BDSM on her. Did you take her clothes off at that point?
I told her before. I said you have to take off your. But before she got to the BDS room, I said, before you enter this ride, you have to take off your clothes in order to enter this ride.
Yes. All right, go ahead.
So I brought her into the BDSM room, and she was naked, and I put everything on her. I said, he would cuff his victims to make sure that the victim would enjoy the full experience, because this is what the ghost enjoyed, and he would fulfill himself and what he wanted to do to his victim. So I cuffed her, and then I said, but after this, he would blindfold his victim so that the victim would never know what would happen after this. And then when I did that, I put the nipple, I don't know what you call them, like nipple grippers, I don't know, on her. I said he would do this to please himself. And she was moaning at this point, my brother. And then at this point, and then I told her, I said, and then he would put the leash around her neck, around the victim's neck, so that he could have full control. And it had a leash on the BDSM necklace. And then I said, and then the ghost would bring her to the couch and lay her down so that he could have his way with her. And I ate her out, and she fucking came. And then I lifted her up. I took off all the stuff.
Yes.
And then I said, and then the ghost would take her to the sacrifice chamber. And this is when I had my Bluetooth speaker with, the knife sharpening up, and I brought her to the sacrifice chamber.
Now did you put the towels in the kitchen?
Yes.
Okay.
It was warmed up, just like you said. It was warmed up just exactly like you said. And I said he would lead her up to the sacrificing table, and I ate her out just like you said. As she was climbing up, and then I put her on there, and I said, and this is where the ghost would have his way with his victim.
What about that? What food did you put on her body?
Oh my God, my brother, I bought like the big thing of Hershey chocolate, but the food, like you said, I cut up the loaves and quarters, and before I did that, I poured the chocolate syrup all over her body. I said, and he would do this to make sure before he sacrificed his victim, to make sure that it was pleasurable to him before he sacrificed his victim. And then I put the fucking loaves on her fucking nipples. And I got the fucking strawberries, and I did the strawberry kiss like the fuck you said. I put whipped cream all over her.
So you put the whipped cream, you took the strawberry, you took a little bit off of syrup and whipped cream off her body, then you gave her the strawberry kiss like I taught you?
Yes, sir.
And how did she handle that for the first time? I'm sure she never had a strawberry kiss.
Oh my God, brother, she was into it. She was like, into it. I was like, in my head, I was like, Uncle Steve. I was like, you motherfucker.
Yes.
And so we got dirty, my brother. We got dirty. I poured the whole thing over her whole body. It was a mess.
And you was just eating all that shit off of her, huh?
I did.
And she loved it, didn't she?
And she fucking loved it. And I ate her pussy with the fucking with the fucking phantom mask on, with the all black, and her pussy and the fucking chocolate syrup was all in her fucking pussy, and her ass cracked. And I said, and the victim had to let the ghost know when she came. And she was like, I'm fucking coming. And I had so much fun. The grape, the syrup, the watermelon, the pineapple,
all
the
that
strawberries.
Shit.
Come again, brother?
No, keep going. I'm just, all that good shit. Go ahead, man. So then what?
And then I put the whipped cream on her, and I put whipped cream in her mouth, and then I gave her a grape kiss, and it was fucking beautiful. And then afterwards, and and everything, and yes, I'm so glad I put the fucking drop cloth on there.
It was a mess.
It was a fucking mess, and I was a mess too. And so listen, guys, I bought the fucking shower head, and I led her, and she was like trying to lead it, like she was trying to have fun with it, and like I kept it cool. I was like, follow me into this next chamber.
All right.
As the ghost wanted to.
Yes.
And she followed me, and oh my God, brothers, she was dripped in fucking Hershey fucking chocolate. So I looked at her and I said, and then the ghost would lead her into the third chamber, and then I put purification. I found a purification.
Yes.
Like a whatever the fuck on.
Yes.
And then I turn on the water, and she was like, "Oh my God, really?" And so I led her, and she was like, "I can't believe this! Like, what?" And then she's like, "What are you doing?" And then I brought her into the shower, and I said, "And this is where the ghost would cleanse and purify his victim to make sure that the victim was ready for the next room." And she's like, "What next room?" And I wouldn't answer her so that she could, it could be suspenseful.
Yeah.
And then I washed her. I washed everything. I remember what you said, from head to toe. I washed her head all the way to her toes. And then I told her, I said, and then the ghost would purify the inside of her. And I was going down on her. I was fingering her. And she was like, "I'm coming." And I was like, "You have finally been purified."
Yes, sir. Good.
And then I wiped her down with my fucking mask on.
Now the warm towel. Is a warm towel in the dryer? Warm towel?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, sir. And then I wiped her down with my fucking mask on, with the fucking, I was all wet and shit.
Yes.
Yeah, I was in it.
Yes.
And I had candles in there and everything. And then I brought her to the room, and I said, and this is where the ghost would have his way with the victim. And I was saying that as I was tying her up, BDSM style.
Yes.
And then I climbed on top of her, and I made her suck my. Well, she wanted to suck my dick for YouTube purposes. She sucked my dick, and then I told her, as I was saying this, I said, and then the ghost sacrificed her right here, and he would, what'd you say? He would sacrifice her with his dick.
Yes.
And then, as I was fucking the shit out of her, and then I told her, I said, and the ghost never left me.
What did she do then?
She's like, and I kept fucking the shit out of her. And I remember what she said.
Yes.
I had to sit down.
Yes.
And then I cut her loose. But I cut her loose with it still tied on her. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're still tied on, but you cut the outside thing. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I cut those off. And then we went fucking nuts, my dude. We went nuts. And it was so much fun with the lights off, with the fucking candles lit. And we just had a fucking ball. And then, see, just think we was over. And then, after I was done fucking the shit out of her, and she was like, oh my God. And I said, hang tight. And she was like, more? And I was like, shh. I was like, don't talk right now. I said, don't ruin this moment right now, my baby. So I went and I got the bowl.
Yes.
With lotion.
Yes, sir.
Heat it up for 10 to 15 seconds.
Yep.
No, my fruit needs 15 seconds. But
yes.
Heat it up. And I said, lay on your stomach. And I put on some cool sensual music.
Yes.
And then I started rubbing her body. And I whispered in her ear and I said, thank you for riding this ride. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yes.
Come back next year.
Yes.
If you want to. As I was rubbing her body, she was like, shit, I'm coming back next year. But you know what's fucking crazy? After I gave her the full body rub down, she was like, I want you to lay down. And I was like, how come? And she was like, I want to give you a full body massage.
Yeah. All right.
And I was like, shit. I was like,
okay. And she rubbed you down then, huh?
She rubbed me down, baby. And she did it good. And then afterwards, we hung out, we laughed, and we, cuddled, we kissed each other, and we got some pizza afterwards, and that shit was dope.
Yes. Yes.
So I have to tell you that. So that's what happened.
Now, you see what happens when you trust your boy, dog? You see the difference in the game. Nobody on YouTube is telling these guys this shit.
No, sir.
Nobody.
No, sir. And she was like, this is the best experience I've ever had. And I could see it all over her face.
Yeah. It's these guys. Yes, you did it, brother.
So I had to call back in like I said I would. So I just had to tell you.
Yeah, but how did you feel, dog? I mean, I know you were excited, but she ain't going nowhere forever. You got it for life, right?
Yes. I remember our conversation. Yes, sir.
So now the next day, what day did you do this on?
I did this on the 14th on Friday.
Friday. Okay. So has she brought it up, spoke to you or anything like that?
She hasn't brought it up, but she was just like, she was like on the day of, she was just like, this was so much fun. Like, and she has, and I've been over her place and she has, because I put the Sex-O-Ween in the golden ticket and and an envelope.
Yes.
With I call her a cute name, so I wrote it on the envelope.
Yes.
And she has it on her dresser ever since. And it's like on her dresser right now. Like I could go in her room right now, like literally right now, and it would like the shit's there. Like it's there. So that means a lot to her.
How did it feel? What was the sex different when you untied her? Did she act a little wilder, a little more crazy? Was there any differences in the way y'all usually fuck from before?
I'm not gonna lie. I've been vetting her for about like a year and a half.
Mhm.
So the sex has always been crazy.
Okay.
So when it got to this point, like nothing changed essentially, but it was crazy all in the same sense. If I'm making sense, hopefully
Yes,
I'm making sense.
you were making sense. I do understand. I do understand.
Yes, sir. So she, like, I can look at her and she just like, I see like that glimmer in her eye.
That's what we're
I can,
talking about.
and I was like, I look at her and I'm like, I got your fucking soul for life. If I fucking break up with you right now, if I say fuck you, get the fuck away from me, like,
Yes.
you never forget me. And I already know, like, and guys, women will say, "Oh, no, it's between us." No, guys, women talk. They will tell their girlfriends. They'll tell everyone. They'll tell anyone and whoever. When I gave her that letter, I already know she told her girlfriends. And when I did it, I already know she told her friends. And I've been around her friends, and they talk to me differently. They're like, "Oh, hey, like, look at that beard, like you grew it out, like, you know, like all that petty shit, like, you know what I'm saying, man?"
Yes,
Like,
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. Now but you feel on top of the world now. So now you got an unlocked power that no man has now because you follow directions, brother.
and I thank myself for listening to Steve. Guys, listen to Steve. He knows what the fuck he's talking about, guys. Listen to that fucking Sex-O-Ween.
Telling you, man, nobody does it. Nobody. I know it sounds crazy maybe at first, but nobody does it. Nobody breaks it down.
But the thing is, like, it only sounds crazy if you don't have an imagination. Like, I was so giddy and so happy when I was doing that. Guys, the reason why you feel giddy and so happy when you're doing shit like that, because that's your inner child. That's who you are. That's your imagination kicking up. And it's a beautiful thing. And that's what Steve taught me, guys. Like, Steve gives a shit about y'all. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I have to keep saying that. But use your imagination. Don't have a stick up your ass. Have fun with this shit.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So, hey man, I appreciate what you're telling us, man. And I'm gonna lock this in as a Sex-O-Ween what you call it? A Sex-O-Ween testimonial. Yeah. So I will grab this and I'll post it because I want people to know that if they just follow what I'm showing them, we can show women a different side of sex that nobody on YouTube can even imagine thinking of. There's nobody on hey guys, look for it. There's not one person on YouTube teaching this. Of the millions of YouTubes out there, there's not one. We are the only ones.
Yes, sir. And like I said before, this should be priced $200-$300, like, alone by itself.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
This is like, and I know you know that, but it's just like, it's God, like, you guys need to fucking get on that fucking link. Like, this is beautiful. This is amazing. And when I was doing it, I was just like, is this really happening? And I was laughing on the inside because I was like, this is fucking nuts. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. So I just think, like, I want to say thank you to myself for listening to you, but I also want to say thank you, Uncle Steve, the Dean Williams,
yes, sir,
for posting this. I really mean this from the bottom of my heart. I really thank you. I followed through.
Yes, you did a great job. Brother. No, don't thank me. I thank you for paying attention and trusting me. It's hard to trust, but I'm telling you, if you do it, it's a game. And this is why we're so arrogant. And this is why I got to get back to the show. This is why we've got to think about the risk of giving her us. See, and I'll talk more about it, but I'll throw you back in. But thank you so much. And I'm going to grab this and we'll make this a testimony. Okay, my friend?
Yes, sir, my brother. Okay. Have a good night.
All right. Thank you, brother. Great call.